sharp as it can be. So we live?
Yep.
How we doing, everybody? Maxx Braggz here. Oh man, it's been a wonderful, beautiful day. We haven't went slow at all. We've been on super fast motion, just trying to relax, kick back. Yes, it's late, very late night with Maxx Braggz and my trusty cohort, horse, however you want to look at him, Zeus. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna kick back for a few minutes and talk about how beautiful today was. Appreciate all the presents, all the gifts. I told you I had to gift everybody one. And boom. Next year maybe I'll have a show dedicated to a Christmas special, which I want to do, that kind of went with how some things went tonight as a test run, and it was beautiful, and I wish I'd had a little bit more set up, and I really think it went over very well, even though it went over pretty good tonight. I've got Twerk here, I've got Zeus here, I've got pretty much everybody here hanging out, and I appreciate you spending a little bit of time. We started out Christmas together. Here goes Christmas out. I know it, it's Central Time, and I'm going to behave tonight, so if the kids are still up playing with the toys or whatever, so we're just going to have to sit back and wait just a few more days. I hope everybody can hear okay. We had technical difficulties. One of our computers shut down on us. No big deal. I have so much work to do that's just the way some computers are. They're like
just blow up.
Like fireworks. So, how was everybody's Christmas? I hope you had a good one. I hope you see the blessings in it. I know that sometimes time takes time, and that's just how it goes.
Sometimes time takes time.
Time takes time. You understand that just by the way I say it. As adults, we end up in a world that, come on, Zeus, really? See, I wish that's all I had to worry about. Right? Really? I think maybe that's why we're so close to animals. We really wish somebody would just come along, feed us, let us run around, act like an idiot all day long, and we still in love. I mean, how hard is that to act like that? Well, except for Twerk over here. He's just trying to tell us about Christmas, and Zeus has already started hiccuping. You're going to have to do not do it, Zeus. It's just a stuffed animal, Zeus. Okay. Anyway, I think he's getting too comfortable now. He's showing him. Put some pants on, buddy. This is not that kind of show. I tell him that all the time. But anyway, Groot is doing good. I got video I'm going to release of the Hermie crabs, and we're setting up their station for the 75-gallon tank. Hopefully New Year's I have a strategy plan for a show. We'll see how it goes over. Next up, my book. Let's Don't Megaverse. Thank you all, the ones who have bought a copy. I hope you tell your friends how good it was, your family how good it was. I hope you're sharing it as Christmas presents. You can get it on Kindle right now, the PG version. It's a little cheaper. You can also get it from Amazon, just like this, hard copy. If you get your copy, however you get it, I will autograph it. Now, if you get one of us personally to get you one of the books, I will personally sign and autograph it when it comes here, and then we give it to you. So get your order in. That way you already have the autograph, and it'll be given to you. This is the $1 Million book for sale. It actually has the mess ups in it, and I had to go back and write it in the book. So it distinguishes it from all the others, because as soon as we got the book, we realized we're the first one with the copy. We went through it all, see how it come out, and then we went back in and made sure it was, like I said, this is the copy I use to correct everything, make sure, because there's sometimes mess ups, I've said this before, between those who take it and what we give, and we fixed it all. It's all been fixed. And so when you get your copy, you'll get the other one. Something just went, okay. Something like that. But anyway.
What happened?
I think it was just showing a charger thing.
Oh. Yeah, because I just plugged it in.
But beautiful day, beautiful day. Getting to go hang out with friends and family and just people getting out and meeting people and stuff was awesome. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for enjoying some time with me. That's all I ask for. And tonight we're going to keep it short because we are tired. We have been working hard and busy, and you know, when most people are off for holidays, we want to be known as the people who worked, because we're here for you, those who know me, those who want to know me, those who keep knowing me, and I want to get to know more of them, all of them, every one of them. And I'm going to try to do the show the best way I know how. We are looking for gimbals and stuff like that, and we are working on computer graphics. Oh, I said we would go to show the computer graphics we were going to work on. That's when the computer went kaboosh, like fireworks. So
I'm surprised I didn't see smoke flying out of it.
kaboosh. We'll cut this out and make a little clip of it and put it on the one of the reels later. We do our reels and stuff, and it's really a lot of fun. So just kick back, relax for a minute, and let me talk about Christmas. Christmas, to a lot of people, is a beautiful time of the year. A wonderful spirit of connection and things like that. For some it is, for some it isn't. So, you know, I try to respect that and say, hey, you know, I've been in those battlegrounds. I have been through those wars. I may still go through them wars. But as long as I have your prayers, your psychedelic waves, your ESPs, your deja vus, all the things that make us feel real, more than just a being, then I'm going to continue to do this show uplifted and upbeat and keep encouraging you, because you inspire me, and I want to return a favor to all of you. Everyone who I know, everyone who I get to meet, everyone I get to speak to. You people are amazing. I mean, I just love, I just fell in love with the creation of being able to communicate with people better. You know, we're born like dogs, and the older we get, we need to learn to communicate better. You know, and I got a dog right now that does not want to communicate well at all, because if he knew what I was saying to him right now, this is the last place he'd be. See what I mean? See? Here he goes. Here he goes. Yep, there he goes. You got on me. You've been on me all day, Zeus. And now I get on you for a second. You don't even want to lay there. Now, okay, never mind. We'll leave Zeus alone. Pathetic.
I think Twerk is laughing.
Brats don't even count as that.
I think Twerk is laughing.
If Zeus looked over there and seen Twerk moving, I'm telling you, that door is not going to stop him. He will open it on his own and get out. We've seen his masterful work in action before, and hopefully I can catch it on YouTube. But he will turn lights on. He's smart, very smart dog. Zeus is a very smart dog, and he follows. He walks elderly home around the town. Is that not neat?
Elderly?
He will, huh?
Elderly.
Elderly, even the young. Okay, even the young. But he's got this thing where,
I know someone's going to come back and say something about that later.
well, maybe, but for the most part, people who come and talk to me in the store say, yeah, Zeus walked me to the house and then he was gone. I was like, funny, he was at my house just 2 to 3 minutes before then or after then. So usually if we see somebody out walking, he usually walks. Now, Zeus's territory is at night right here. I mean, dude, I trained him that way. So at night when Zeus is out, he lets everybody know someone's out there. And I'm telling you, I mean, he has his picks and chooses. And usually if you have a treat and you're nice to him, those two things go well with Zeus. I'm just saying, just, you know. But he, other than that, Twerk still agreed with that. So, where was I going with that? Well, Zeus don't hear nobody outside right now, so we're doing good. If somebody's outside, he comes to life in here, and he just thinks he should be out there to figure out what's going on. So, with that being said, that's the wonderful world of Zeus. Now, what's next? Groot. Okay, we're going to talk about Groot for a minute. Groot had surgery. We had to wet his little leg down. It was stuck together with something like this. Now, you got to remember, their hands are right reverse from ours, so when they walk, they actually walk like this. Does that make sense? And then, well, he had two of them stuck together like this, and he was walking and all that. At first, we didn't notice because it really wasn't bothering his walking, where he was walking at and climbing and jumping down. What caught my attention was when he was crawling on my hand, his claws have now got about that long. So when he's walking, I could feel something like dragging, you know what I mean? Like dragging across the skin. So I picked him up and looked. Don't know what it was. I don't know, maybe if it was a piece of scale maybe hung in there. But at first it looked webbed. And I'm like, well, I know he didn't have that issue. I've been over this dragon. I'm not going to call him a lizard, but I've been over this dragon because he's really coming out like it's dragon form. I mean, he's just going all out. So we took and set him down. He wasn't going to have it. I mean, he was like running through my hand like this. I mean, just, come on, Sue. Come on, Groot, quit. And then he'd stop, and then he'd back up, and you got to see what I mean? Come on, you know. And of course, he's gotten a big around now, so pretty well easy to hold. And got his leg out there, and then, of course, he had it stuck, and we started wetting it down, and I started working a little bit, you know, make sure I wasn't hurting the little fella. And next thing you know, it came loose, and I was like, oh, man. 'Cause, I mean, I don't know that much about bearded dragons, but, you know, they really need so much work. I mean, that's why you're going to invest in something like a bearded dragon or an animal. They really should say, if you're buying one, hey, you really got to keep time going with them. They're nice to have at first. Wonderful.
Do your research so you can make them live happily.
Yeah, because you don't want an animal that's miserable. And one that's miserable, you're not going to enjoy him. Like Groot, for example. Groot, he jumps, he plays. When he wants to, he'll run up and tap on the glass when he's ready to come out, and he's like this all the time. And maybe I'll catch it one of these days. He'll start doing this to the glass and trying to get my attention. So that tells me, hey, it's time for Groot to get out and just go running for it. So it's pretty cool, right? And then you got these crabs, which we're putting over in the 75-gallon tank for a while. And they're just starting to get all sprucey and stuff, and maybe before long we'll actually be able to watch them crawl. Like, they crawl up to like 10 miles a night. Who wants to wake up and go crawling for 10 miles tonight? These crabs, they in for it. they get into where they like doing circles around the tank. Like, come on. So I got to get them a hamster wheel. I've learned that. I've seen that, so I'm going to get them their own wheels, their own pond, and hopefully, you know, I'm working with more figuring out their habitat, and we'll get these little boogers to do what they're supposed to do, which is like supposed to run and stuff all over the tank, and they go hiding and making tunnels and burrowing. Next thing you know, they come out, they change shells, they get a little bit bigger, and then, you know, once they get big enough, you know, when they're ready, you know, I am too. So hey, you know, there it is. Hey, we can't live forever. I know that ain't funny, so don't be laughing. We don't live forever. I'm just saying. No crabs will be hurt on the shish kebab, okay? I'm not that kind of guy. But anyway, coming back to reality, my dog just got back in behind me, pushing me up for the couch, and I'm for sure he doesn't realize he's getting too close to Twerk, who is still agreeing with me. Why such a sad face, Twerk? I ain't giving you enough look at my baby. Oh, poor guy. I retired him from being the boss to supervisor, and you keep giving me attitude, I'm gonna pop you too. Don't make me. Big gorilla looking thing. But anyway, we've always had fun. Twerk and I, we've always worked good together, ain't we, Twerk? As long as I can talk and he don't say nothing, we doing good. So Merry Christmas. What did I get as Christmas gifts? All kinds of goodies. Found some candy canes, been eating on them, and really all the Merry Christmas and stuff. New Year's, I have a special treat I'm going to work with on New Year's, as well as I want to do like a video section of a show, and I may use some projectors, and we're going to work on that for sure. And I'm not going to open my hey psychedelic ways. Hey, I do. Oh, I do it for you. Just like it. Anyway, I know I'll be taking the hat off and, you know, probably going back to old trusty fedoras. But not that, just that, but, you know, I'm that type of person. I'll figure out another way to enjoy Christmas every day. Jingle bells all the way. Hallelujah. Somebody shout, yes we can. Yes we what? Yes we can. I'm Maxx Braggz and I know I can.
I think he just tried to beat you up with his ears.
Oh yeah, I finally got Zeus awake. You see, it's the rattling of the paper. Yeah, he's trying to act like he don't know what I'm doing. Look at that. Yeah, He playing now. He playing. He's so mad he don't even want it. Look. You want it? You want it? Okay, fine. You ain't touching my kidney. That is good. Sugar, sugar, na 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 na. Okay, right there. Oh yeah. Enjoying Christmas. We ain't stopped yet, have we? Huh? Coffee. Now, I said I want to tell a couple of stories. And the reason why I want to tell these couple of stories, and we're going to cut it short, and after the stories, we're going to put out more what we're looking for on a Christmas list. Yay. What I get for Christmas? I had a good time. Visit with some old friends, family. That much, you know. That'll get me on through to the next day. God's will. I'm sorry. Only one time a year you can enjoy this goodness. I am working with a lot of things that will progress in time. I want to come up with a couple of stories. There you go. Finger licking good, I'm telling you. First story I want to tell, and I'd like for people to hear this because it really rings true with the stories I tell. And a lot of people ask me what kind of stories are written in Bloodstone's Megaverse. These are the kind of stories that you will hear from Bloodstone's Megaverse, just done a different way into the next book. Here we go. The first story I want to tell is about a guy I had talked to one day in California. He was a preacher. He had been preaching for a couple of years. He was one of the best preachers there. I don't know what church or whatever. We were just talking. And he began to tell me his life story. And he told me, he said, I was on the streets, homeless. He said, because of drugs, I lost my family and kids. And he said, I liked it so much, I give it all up because I liked it so much. He said that weight of doing those drugs and disappointing everything in his life seemed to become a total disappointment. Years of being on the street, he told me, as we sat and talked, he had told me that one night was raining, and where he would stay at on the street corner, he would to go find some money so maybe he can get his next fix. He would always walk by this church, And every day he'd throw his finger up at this building. Because he thought somehow, he didn't know why, he just hated that church building. Didn't know nothing about it. Just walk by it, throw a finger up. God don't know me. God don't love me. He said that he was walking along one day, and he was decided he was done with life. He knew how to get the bad stuff. And by getting the bad stuff, he meant he wanted to end it all. So he had finally worked it up by talking to people, getting change and stuff, you know, how homeless people do sometimes. And asking for change and money. He'd worked up, and he said he liked like $5 more to get the fix he needed to do this thing. I mean, he was done. He just didn't want no more. And you know, a lot of people feel that way in life. They shouldn't. Nobody should close their door, so to speak. You should leave it open. Because that way God can work with you a whole lot more. But he said, like, the point was, he said he had gotten his money, and he was well on his way to where he knew where to get the fix. And as he's walking along, he said that it was one of these hot dog stands out on the street corner, and this little girl was begging her mama for this hot dog. She wanted it so bad. Her mama, as he's walking by, he heard her mama say, "I can't afford it, you can't have it." Well, he said he walked up to the mother, and something about what he said he really he wanted to do something, one last good deed in his life. That one last deed of goodness to end it off. So he asked the mama, he said, "Can I give her the money and her get the hot dog? Just please, it's something I feel like I need to do." And he handed her the money, he took off. And he said, you know, I guess she got her hot dog. But he took off anyway. He goes running down the street, is what he told me. And he said it began to rain, storm. And he needed to find $5 more. And when he went to go get the place where he goes gets the fix, he couldn't get it. It just, you know, it just didn't have the money, the fix, whatever. And on his way back to church, it was pouring rain. It was dark. He said that he sat down on the steps of that building. He sat down on the steps of that building, just bawling in the rain. He was done. He just wanted to be done with it all. It's somewhere around midnight, I take it, the way that he's telling me the story. And this car pulls up out of nowhere. And in the pouring rain, this guy gets out of the car and he runs up the steps and he's trying to go, hey, there goes the hat, check it out. So he sees the guy sitting there in the steps.
Okay, some dude needs to slow down.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, boy. Come on, keep your hat on, buddy. And he said the guy was running up the steps. And he said, "Man, can I help you? What's going on?" And he said, "I'm just tired. I'm done, you know." And he said, "Man, come in out of the rain. Just come in out of the rain for a little bit. Kind of clear your mind." So he walks in this building. He said, "I'm here because I laid down in bed." He was the pastor of the church. He laid down in the bed. And he said, "There's just one light on in the building," is what the guy was telling me. And he knows he shuts it off every night. But that particular night, during the storm, he had to run back to the church building because he just knew he had left this light on. And you don't want to leave this light on. So he ran back, got up out of bed and everything. And he said, because God kept telling him, there's a light on at the church. He didn't believe it, but he went running back. If you do this, whether you believe it or not, you follow that instinct that he gives you. On top of that, he meets this guy. He brings him in the church, and they sit there and talk. He said, the preacher didn't try to get me to do anything but live. That was the first thing. The second thing was, the preacher told him, we can get help, but you got to want that help. It's something you got to do. What is your destiny? What do you see besides just ending it? And the guy said, I want to be somebody respectable. Out of all the things he wanted, that was the only thing he wanted. And you know, he said, that preacher looked at him and says, I understand more than anyone. Well, he decided to change his life. Somehow fight the drugs. Somehow fight through the alcohol. He said, by trial and error so many times, I made it. He said, today I get to sit here and tell you a story I swore I'd never tell anybody. And it was a wonderful time. And I told him, I said, I appreciate that, because I plan to use that someday. And I hope you don't mind. And to that person, if you don't get this, or if you do get this, God bless and Merry Christmas to you. I get to tell the story today. It's kind of sort of in the book, through the pages and stuff. That's one story. Another story that happened in my travels. I was sitting in El Paso, Texas at a truck stop, and I got out and I went walking around. It was late, and I'm one of them, I will take off walking in the dark. If I feel like, you know, that's where the Spirit's going to lead me, just go. It was dark, didn't know what was out there, didn't know what anything that, you know, never been there. I just know I was walking. And I started singing. I was singing songs that, you know, God's with me, God loves me. It's hard to push yourself to that point. But once you get it out there and you just, you know, you giving God that glory in the middle of the dark, you can't see nothing. You just know you're walking, you see what's a little bit under your feet. So I come up on this tree, and I'll tell you, I come up on this tree. I can see the truck stop off over here, you know, this pretty much a quarter mile away maybe. And somebody goes, "Sir," and I about jumped my skin. It just chills down my backbone. Somebody yelled, "Sir," in the middle of the dark by a tree. I'm standing there. Of course, I was at the ready. I mean, don't get me wrong. And he said, "Sir." And I said, "What?" I said, "Can I help you?" And he said, "I've been laying here praying, God send me an angel. Because I come from my hometown. I come from Mexico." And he said, "I can't go back home. And all I want is maybe $5 for a sandwich." I gave the man $10. And here's the beautiful part. I went to turn away, and he said, I sat down by this tree, and something told me to stay by the tree. Just stay here. You walked up by this tree, and he said, "Bless you." And I said, "The blessing I need is the testimony you provided me, my friend." That morning I get up. I seen where I walked. There's a tree out there. There was no more Mexican living there or Spanish person. He said it was Mexican. So, you know, I pray he got that sandwich. Who knows what he's doing today? Maybe, you know, doing great things with our country or whatever, or wherever he's found a place. Because I'm telling you, when God leads you to do things like that, it's a testimony you don't want to miss. Several times over. That's the way I view my stories. Bloodstone Megaverse is not a fight kind of book. It will have everything in it. That's why I said it's a crazy, funny, at the same time, messed up joyride that everybody gets to be a little bit of part of their pie. So, I really don't want to get off here, but there's my couple of stories, and I appreciate everyone who's watching them, and put you all to bed. Nighty night. Love you all, and hopefully tomorrow morning we'll have a lot more fun. I gotta keep Crazy Twerk off of Scaredy Cat, or it may be, but I'm gonna tell you, several times I've come in, listen to him. Zeus will be at the door. I've come in and Twerk will be all over the floor, and nobody hears it. That's creepy. creepy. That's even creepy for me.
Maybe the movie Toy Story has some evidence that we don't know about.
Just saying, our ancestors are coming home to roost. Think about it. I'm just playing. God bless you all. Tomorrow, late night, very late night, I will give you some more Hey, I love you too. Anyway, maybe tomorrow night we'll give you some more details of the New Year's party coming. Working on it for you. So I can be here for you. Thank you for being here for me. God bless until we meet again. Jingle bells, jingle 'em all day long, yeah. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open. Hey.